After 24 years, Coach Larry Blakeney will be leaving the football program.
And tonight we'll hear from him along with how players are reacting to the announcement. Stay tuned. Troy TrojanVision News starts now.
From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision News for October 6th, 2014. I'm Dustin Allen.
And I'm Courtney Addison. Thank you for joining us this evening. Trojan fans now know that the football team is playing its last season under Coach Larry Blakeney. This morning, after 23 seasons as head coach of the Trojans, Larry Blakeney announced that number 24 will be his last. On Monday morning, Trojan football head coach Larry Blakeney stepped up to the lectern to address the Trojan Nation to let them know that this will be his last season.
So it's time for me probably to move on, and the opportunity to finish coaching this team, especially where we are at this juncture in this season, is going to be one that I hope we can make a rewarding one.
There is still half a season left to play. However, Blakeney hopes that the decision to make the announcement now will help make his last season a success.
It's had a lot of thought put into it, I think, and you know, it was time to do something, and maybe a time that with that type of announcement might be a motivator, you know, might get some folks involved. I know there's a lot of folks involved on my phone and my email and my text the last 48 hours. So maybe we get everybody stirred up, we can get some things going.
Although Blakeney is retiring as head coach, he still plans to continue working with Trojan Athletics.
I still will hopefully, and I think for sure, maintain some kind of presence at Troy and try to help Troy University through assisting John Hartwell, our Director of Athletics, and Dr. Jack Hawkins, our Chancellor, and any projects and whatever that I can do, you know, along the way to make sure that I continue to be a part of this great university.
And Blakeney appreciates the support the Trojan family has already given him at this time.
It's good to know that within your organization and within your big circle of people, you got a lot of folks. Our phones have blown up. Janice and I both been texting since about half the night and this morning, and that's tremendous, man. People care. People care about this program, and that's a good thing, and that will sustain this program through whatever. Larry Blakeney's been here 24 years, and he's moving on to another horizon in his life, retirement. Hey, the next guy here with the interest that the people have in this program will sustain whomever that is to greater heights.
Athletic Director John Hartwell says a nationwide search for a new coach is already underway, and he says he hopes to be able to make an announcement by December.
And even though Blakeney gave his first public statement about his retirement this morning, word got out last night through social media after Blakeney informed his players and coaches about his plans to retire. Players give us their reaction to the announcement.
I think it came to a shock to me, definitely. I think it came to a shock to the guys on the rest of the team too. You know, something like that big of news in the middle of the season, you know, nobody's really thinking about that at the time. So when it comes up, obviously no one's prepared for it or ready for it. So
I was shocked, you know, but it was tough hearing that, you know, after all this time that he's finally retiring. So I was very, you know, my reaction is I kind of really don't have the words for it. You know, I've thought about it all last night after going home, you know, hearing that he was retiring, and you know, it was still kind of hard for me to really find the words.
I mean, I was pretty hurt and didn't know what to think at the time because Coach Blakeney's done a lot for me since I've been here. I mean, he's helped me grow up as a man more than anything, because even when I wanted to quit on myself, I had some sit-downs with Coach Blakeney where he really just expressed to me like how he loved me and how he was there for me no matter what. So it really hurt me when I found out about it.
We were just wondering what was going on, and maybe kind of had a little feeling what it was about to be about, but you know, it's tough, but you know, it's his decision, and we got to try to win the games for him, and just try to let him go out as a winner.
If the players are able to let Blakeney go out as a winner and win the rest of their games this season, then Blakeney's last game will likely be a bowl game. Otherwise, Blakeney's last game as head coach will be against Louisiana Lafayette on November 29th. Well, Courtney, Troy University is full of different cultures and from all over the world, that is, and each of those cultures hope to share their history and beliefs with fellow Troy students.
That's exactly right, Dustin. And Raven Adair shows us how one organization shared its culture over the weekend.
The Deshay Festival is a celebration of culture, identity, and community.
This is a traditional festival for the Nepali culture. As they mentioned earlier, it is very equivalent to our Christmas, and we celebrate it every year, and we really enjoy having this cross-cultural experience for Troy.
It is usually celebrated during October or November, and it signifies the victory of good over evil. So it's a celebration, it's a time for family and friends to just come together and have a lot of fun.
Troy students enjoyed an authentic taste of Nepal, as well as the opportunity to experience traditional performances.
I guess my favorite part is just learning about what the festival is about, how they celebrate, and like how they share those values with their people, and how this sense of community affects them. It's really interesting.
The dancing and singing, explanation about the holiday and clothes.
Many lined up to receive a blessing through the Tika ritual, an important part of the festival.
The main thing about today is the Tika and Jamara. That is like a blessing from the elders to us, and the elder people, they put on the Tika and Jamara to the younger ones with lots of blessings.
An annual blessing is given, and it's always performed by the elder. They put the Tika on the forehead, and they give a flower and a piece of fruit to the person being blessed.
The Deshay Festival brought a sense of community and family to Troy University.
This is actually my first time. I'm having a really good time, and I'm looking forward for the next one.
Raven Adair, Troy, TrojanVision News.
And even though Friday night's event only lasted for one evening, the festival in Nepal traditionally lasts 15 days.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Tuscaloosa, a ride-sharing service is asking Tuscaloosa city government to let it enter the market without local licensing. Uber sent a message to its Tuscaloosa users last week seeking their support in a dispute with city officials over whether Uber drivers must get vehicle inspections and purchase business licenses.
And out of Montgomery, a man accused of shooting a police officer Sunday has been arrested in Louisiana. LaSalle Parish Sheriff's Deputy Jay King confirms that Matthew Wright was arrested on Sunday, with reports indicating that he was apprehended after a chase by officers.
And out of Florence, broadcasting pioneer Benny Carl has died at the age of 89. A family statement released Monday says the TV entertainer died recently at his home in Florida. Carl was best known as the host of local television shows in Birmingham, Decatur, and Huntsville from the late 1940s until the late 70s.
And still to come on Troy TrojanVision News, big news came out of the Troy football program. Amy Austin will have the details on that and more when she joins us with sports.
And same-sex marriages could become more common due to the Supreme Court ruling to not hear cases from lower courts. We'll have the details on that after the break. Stay with us.
The Supreme Court clears the way for same-sex couples to marry in more states. I'm Craig Boswell with how the High Court made a decision without hearing the cases.
The warrior spirit, it's in there. Always has been. Now let it out and take the world by fire. Train well and learn what it means to be a Troy Trojan. Walk with confidence, conquer, claim territory, and climb ladders. Know that you have the power to stand alone, but the comfort of knowing that you'll never have to. Discover your inner warrior. Find it at troy.edu/spirit.
Cool party. What do you guys want to drink? Can I have a head-on collision with a concussion twist?
Make mine a fatal accident with no survivors.
And you?
A designated driver, please. You know, just a bottle of water.
Awesome.
You're a lifesaver.
Now, the latest in Trojan sports on Troy TrojanVision News.
After 24 years as head coach, Larry Blakeney announced today that he would be retiring after the completion of the 2014 football season. In his time at Troy, Blakeney has a record of 5 consecutive Sun Belt Conference championships, 8 total conference titles, 15 winning seasons, 5 bowl games, 7 NCAA, FCS playoff appearances in 8 years, and 18 players selected in the NFL draft. And while this announcement came in the middle of the season, Coach Blakeney hopes that this announcement will be a catalyst for his players to fight throughout the rest of the season so he can end his final season at Troy on a high note.
So we're going to give it a run here and see what we can do. There's a lot of things still out there if we can get it done. I'm not sure, but sometimes when you're not sure, it motivates you to work harder. And I'm hoping that's what our kids will do every day on the practice field, and I'm hoping that's what our staff will do. I know they will, and I'm going to try to make sure I do my part.
The football team's next game is Saturday at 2 p.m. against New Mexico State. The soccer team competed against 2 Louisiana teams over the weekend and defeated them both to keep their undefeated win streak at home. Jacob Harrison gives us a look at Friday night's game.
It was quite an historic night for the Trojan soccer team Friday night in a 2-0 victory over Louisiana Lafayette. It was the first home soccer game held under the lights in school history.
I think hopefully we learned from last Friday, game under the lights. We had a lot of fans at South Alabama. They had a lot of fans. So we kind of talked about just control your emotions and come out and get a little bit better of a start. And I think they did a great job with that because, it's great to be out here in front of your fans in a big crowd and in a conference game that we know is going to be a tough game. So we're excited on how the girls reacted to it.
But it's really nice to finally have these lights up. It's a relief to play when it's nice and cool and not in the boiling heat anymore. So yeah.
2 players scored their first goals of the season. The first came from Abby Reynolds in the 21st minute after an assist from Alyssa Jones.
Oh, it was great. It was great to come together as a team. We're building, we're getting strong, and it's nice to get the opportunity and just got to put it away, really.
And also Louise Chang scored on a 25-yard free kick that went uncontested just moments into the second half.
Need to make a run in the conference and finish at one of the topper seeds. So you need players to score, not just rely on 1 or 2 players to score all the goals. So it was great to have those guys get on the board.
The defense would not be outshined, as goalkeeper Mickey Lewis had 3 saves to secure her 9th win of the season, most by any freshman goalkeeper in school history.
We was all over the place. First conference game, it was a big game against our rivals, and I think Coach settled us down for this game. We had a great week at practice, and our back four, and even from the top, everyone down defensively. It was great work. Everyone was working for each other.
Even the fans got into the record setting. The Troy Soccer Complex held a record 620 people.
Our support's been tremendous this year from the students and the faculty. So I think it's going to be a number we see continue rise, and I wouldn't be surprised if we break the record again in 2 weeks on our next Friday night game.
Jacob Harrison, Troy, TrojanVision Sports.
The soccer team then took the field again on Sunday to take on the University of Louisiana at Monroe. The Trojans defeated the Warhawks 2-0 after scoring 2 goals in the second half. Abby Reynolds scored both goals for the Trojans with assists from Alyssa Jones, Jasmine Farnbauer, Natalie Melillo, and Annabelle Simpson. Troy had 18 shots, 9 of which were on goal. With this 10th win of the season, the Trojans are 1 win shy of tying their record for most wins in a season in program history. The cross-country team competed at the JSU Foothills Invitational on Saturday. The women's team finished in 4th place and the men's team also finished in 4th. Julia Ostendorf finished in 5th for the women to lead for the Trojans with a personal best time of 18 minutes and 40 seconds. And for the men's team, freshman Cameron McCutcheon led in 8th place with a time of 27 minutes and 36 seconds. McCutcheon was followed by Sean Kent with a time of 27 minutes and 38 seconds. The Trojans' next competition will be in Tuscaloosa for the Crimson Classic hosted by the University of Alabama. The volleyball team competed over the weekend on the road against 2 tough conference teams. The Trojans were swept 3-0 on Friday against Georgia Southern. Maria Zelenovich led for Troy with 12 kills, while Simone Shaw followed with 10 kills. Allie Daldo led the defense with 16 digs, and Darby Giff had a team-high 4 blocks. Then on Sunday, the Trojans played the Appalachian State, where they were defeated 3-0. Kia Cheatham recorded a team-high 10 kills for the Trojans. Rena Terry had 27 assists for the Trojans. Daldo once again led in digs. She had a match-high 17 digs, and head coach Sonny Kirkpatrick feels that his team has things they still need to work on.
We've got some issues that we need to kind of figure out and sort out, and unfortunately we kind of took a step back this weekend. we think we've addressed the issues. We're looking to get some changes and some fixes for Wednesday night's match.
Trojans return home on Wednesday when South Alabama comes to Trojan Arena.